say things like,
Don't
you
give
know,
them.
you could call in.
What periodical did you get that fascinating story from?
The Inquirer.
Oh, well, that's...
I'm an inquiring mind, and I want to know.
Do you believe the Inquirer?
Well, they have pictures. I mean, I think something's up with John
Well, listen,
Travolta.
you've
He's
been in
got
the
a picture
Inquirer.
of him, and I haven't been there.
Never?
Well, maybe one little picture of me being funny with a watermelon, but
Really?
no scandal.
Never?
I haven't had any scandal.
They didn't
No.
run anything on your heart attacks?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody cares. I don't want to be so famous. You know, you can't do anything. Can't
But you
go
were.
anywhere.
At
Yeah.
the height, what was that like? We don't know. What was that like when you were at the height?
I was stoned.
The whole
can't-
time.
I can't remember. I was stoned. Well, all of my shows, I'm stoned. If you see me on a video, I'm stoned.
What? Do you have
because
stage fright?
No. I just am normally stoned when I'm on the road. So if I'm going to make a video, I don't want to try something new. I'm going to do the same thing I do on the road. No sense in starting a...
So you have been stoned during every show.
I don't exist as a straight person on TV.
But what are you stoned this morning?
No.
Okay, well let's talk about this then. You did 280 shows a year, right?
No, I did 100 shows a year.
Oh, I thought you were booked more than that.
No.
Well, that's a lot. 100 shows a year.
Yeah, 50 weekends.
Okay,
2 days.
every time you went on stage, you were stoned, or just the TV specials?
No, I sometimes because I have to fly. I'm only stoned if the stagehands have some, because I have to fly.
Now let me.
And they're going to check you. See.
Okay, now I want to ask you. You know I like you. Obviously, we've gotten along here, but I want to clear something up. If you go to YouTube and search Gallagher, they show you getting angry a lot at the crowds over the last few years.
Yeah.
What is it that ticked you off?
Well, bad behavior.
Okay.
In public.
Like
maybe
what would happen?
Maybe they don't show you the build-up. They just show you the angry part. But I thought that Donald Duck was funny. I'm just being Donald Duck. Quack, 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 quack. But I think they do it to get me going, But you see, if there's 500 folks there and 5 of them want to be disruptive, I feel bad for the 495 that I'm not able to do my show for, because there's 5 of them that have their back to the crowd. Usually they sit in the front, and so that's so they can forget there's anybody else in the world. They probably don't have good parents that taught them how to behave. They probably can't handle their alcohol or other medications that they may be on. I'm still able to function, you know. I'm not... so I never get so drunk I'm stumbling around, or so stoned I'm incoherent. You know, just a little buzz, that's all.
Well, it shocks me that when I go on the internet to search you out, that for as many of your great comedy specials that are on there are these things where you would go out in later years, the last 5
They're trying to embarrass me.
But why?
Because the world is mean, so why shouldn't I be a little angry that the world is mean? Right? It's just proving my point. If these were nice people, considerate people, they wouldn't be trying to show the bad side of me after. But I'm only mad. I'm not mad because I want to do my show and you're interrupting it. I'm mad for the people who bought a ticket. It's a contract with me. I'm going to pay for the ticket. You are going to deliver a show. Now, I can't deliver a show because there's 5 idiots here in the front. So I kick them out. I give them their money back and get them out of there. I'm tired of babysitting. So when I had a heart attack after 40 years of doing 100 shows a year, 4,000 shows, smacking 5 or 6 watermelons, 5,000 watermelons, I'm done, you know? Well, I'm on the radio with you.
Yeah, and I want to ask one more question, then we'll move away from this. But I think you don't have your chance to speak a lot of times about this in a public forum. It was a couple years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, this gentleman was doing a radio interview with you, and it blew up, and I think even Opie and Anthony had the interviewer on after he interviewed.
It became his career.
His career, that's right, and that's why I want to talk about this.
You know.
What happened there? What was that all about?
Well,
you walked out is what it was all about for him.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
what?
you would too. If the person was just being argumentative who invited me to do an interview about being a comedian, and he didn't care that I'd been a comedian for 35 years or that I had started a Showtime cable network and showed everybody how to do a one-man show and have costumes and props, and that I continued to work for 30. Show business, they throw you away.
Oh, quickly.
To be able to last for 40 years and have people, 3 generations will show up at my show. This is something. And he could have asked me about that, or working with Jim Stafford, or the year I spent with Kenny Rogers as his opening act, But instead he wanted to talk about just one thing. And so I didn't want to do it anymore, and I walked out. So then he goes around getting interviewed about the fact that I walked out of his little hotel room. I mean, it wasn't a big thing. He just was in a motel with a microphone and posts it. He's just trying to have a career.
Well, I'm glad we cleared, because people have ran that. Now we'll have this as the opposing viewpoint of what happened, because you never spoke about it. Any reason you never spoke
It's
about it?
online. You can listen to his interview and hear how he's irritating me and just poking around, and you would leave too. I've run across comedians who've come up to me and said, I listened to the interview and I'd have done the same thing.
There you go. One more question. I have nothing like that. In your cell phone, for all your years of comic enjoyment, who's the most famous, well-recognized name that people would know that you have their cell phone or home number?
The guy that he's trying to do a documentary on me. I had a heart attack and I was in a coma. My memory's not. Jack Black.
Oh, really? You have his number?
I've got his voice. He's in my answering. He's one of my messages. I'll get that together during a commercial break.
Do that. That's great.
He's asking me if he can do a documentary on me, but he only wants to pay $10,000.
Take it.
No.
Give me half. I'll get a production credit.
It's not enough.
What do you want? What, 20,000?
That'd be a little better, and more in the ball. It's insulting to give for my life, life story. He's going to bring in cameras. I'm going to sit down, and I'm going to have to make it bubbly and fun. He's going to put it in theaters. He wanted to make a film, a documentary.
But isn't there a documentary in the works on you right now?
No. But I mean, he'd have had to spend a couple of $100,000 on people in editing and travel and hotel, and only give me 10. I didn't want to play that game.
What about a percentage of the
I
gross?
wasn't getting that. They wanted me
they
to
should
sign
do
over the rights to my name
No.
they could promote it.
Oh, that's wrong. Now, see, now I'm with you. That's wrong.
The whole thing was wrong.
That's not right.
No, I think he has a documentary company with nothing to do, and they thought that Gallagher would be easy because I already have interest. I already have millions of fans, and they'll want to look at it.
You do. Why do people, this is the internet age. Another thing that comes up when you search your name, people videoed your heart attacks on stage.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel? That's pretty low, I think. Not to take it, but to post it.
We're totally vulnerable in
That's
this world.
terrible.
Anybody that has an opinion becomes a celebrity these days.
But who would want to watch somebody have a heart attack on stage? That's ridiculous.
Well, it stopped the lies that I fell over backward off of the stage when that wasn't the truth. I told everybody I was going to lay down. That's what I said.
You did. I saw it.
I'm going to say you saw it.
I looked at it last
night. I'm going to lay down now.
Yeah.
Because I really didn't have the energy. Every time I smashed, I lost more energy than I was able to recharge. And I thought if I continue smacking, I'll go dead like my phone.
What?
When your phone's going near red, you turn it off because you don't want to run it to absolute bottom.
Well, here's the thing. I don't fault the person for having the cell phone out.
Oh, there were 3.
Okay.
You could see it from 3 angles.
Well, here's the thing. You know what? Maybe they were taping the show. Maybe they did it because you thought you were being whatever. But to take it home and post it on YouTube, now see, that's where I fault them. That takes some...
But isn't this the new world we live in?
if somebody says something bad, but not somebody having a medical problem.
Now you're asking for people to be raised right and have good taste.
I'm
and that's
asking
what
too much.
well, it's obvious. I've got proof that it's
You
not
do.
that way in this world.
Does it tick you off?
I'm near the end of my life, and you just don't get as upset about things if you died.
But 10 years. You told me 10 years you thought you had left.
When did I say that?
I've got I'll play the interview. When you announced your retirement,
yeah.
you said, I think I got
I was
about 10
being
years.
nice. I know you better now. I'll tell you more of the truth. I'm lucky. Every morning I wake up, I'm surprised.
Now, is that you or is that a doctor? Did a doctor say that, or is that just your opinion?
It can clog up. It's all about plumbing.
Well, I don't like
clog
this.
up.
I like you.
Yeah, but you can't. It's about plumbing. I happen to be living in this little body that has clogs in the plumbing.
Well, can't we get you to a cardiologist?
They're all crazy, aren't they? They give you different information. Would you have 4 heart attacks if cardiologists were solving the problem?
Have you ever had a cardiologist with you the whole time, or have you just gone to different ones?
Different? Well, because I had a heart attack at the Mayo Clinic. I was at a bar 5.3 miles from the Mayo Clinic.
That's not.
And the last heart attack I had in Texas, I was just 10 minutes away from the hospital, and the ambulance guys were actually in the area and got there within minutes of me falling over. I'm told. I don't really know because I fell over unconscious.
Well, maybe you just need to see a good cardiologist. Maybe they haven't been great. I understand the Mayo Clinic is.
Oh no,
great.
I went to the guy who invented the stent.
Really?
And Dr. Schatz at the Green Hospital in La Jolla. Yeah, he invented the stent.
And they say there's nothing we can do.
Oh no, they have their opinion. But then you end up someplace else, and they do the opposite thing of what that guy said to do, you know?
Well, you look good today.
People don't want to hear about this.
No, they do, because you know what? People are having heart problems.
Yeah.
It's the way we eat. It's the way we drink.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real part of you.
It's actually an artery problem. It's not a heart problem. It's that the arteries clog up with cholesterol. And so what can you do?
Is that genetic? Because you're a slim guy. You've always been slim.
It doesn't make a bit of sense. There's 6 arteries going to the heart, and only 2 of them are clogged. But if 2 are clogged, it still stops one part of the heart and causes damage and a heart attack. And so if what you're eating is clogging 2, why isn't it clogging the 4? And if it's hereditary, you have the same hereditary for all of your arteries. So what's that? There's no answer.
Is it hereditary?
Well, yeah, it can be hereditary, but if I was a vegetarian and only ate broccoli and carrots, I couldn't have a heart attack at all.
Have you curtailed? I know the answer to this because I've seen you.
Yeah.
Have you curtailed your lifestyle?
No,
Yeah.
I'm not going to live on broccoli and carrots. I'd rather just die.
Not in the next 2 hours, okay?
I'm having French fries tonight.
We're going to